and trying to successfully defend and produce his 16th win. Dricus du Plessis is in green. Sean Strickland in the black and gold, befitting a champion.
I really do believe this fight is going to show how good these guys really are. And that's what du Plessis always does. He starts the legs and then connects his hands to the legs. Nice kick. It came in quick.
Yeah. Canadians seemingly love Strickland as much as the Aussies. Nice kick to the body there by the champ.
He uses those teep kicks the same as he uses his jab to get his range and his rhythm. And he keeps things right where he wants to, from the teep kick to the inside kick to the jab. Those are his range finders, Strickland. And when he keeps the range, it forces you to work your way inside to him.
Strickland pumping out that jab early.
Good check. Right on the knee for that one. Good defense, neither connected. Jabs are connecting for Strickland right now, very early though.
Fast jab.
Public opinion seemed to suggest pre-fight that if Strickland could weather an early storm, a long fight would favor him. Dricus du Plessis has never fought into a fourth round in his UFC career or previous fights in MMA.
So he checks that so nice.
Yeah, that's why Adesanya stopped kicking. He just kept checking. That's not normally the case for the guys in such an upright boxing stance.
I mean, you got to think of, because he's so upright, because he jabs so much, imagine how many people are trying to attack his lead leg. He's just got a lot of reps in this stance, in this position. Ooh, that's du Plessis' best kick. He uses that so well. And he usually attacks the calf kick first to set that up and then goes high later on, but Strickland's just stopping the calf kicks. Nice kick.
Yep, head kick got through for du Plessis. We have crossed the midpoint of round one.
Second time that's gotten through.
Cut on the bridge of the nose of the South African.
All those jabs.
It's just a long laser. That jab of Strickland. And he just, once he beats that hand fight, he goes right through with it.
Good job defensively there by Strickland.
Notice every time Strickland starts to go backwards, though, he lifts his shoulder. And he checked another one.
He's checked every one so far.
I think du Plessis has got to be a little bit more straight with his jab. He's got to start to throw the jab with Strickland's jab, not that. The overhand right, Sean does a good job of hiding behind his shoulder. He's got to jab with him or throw more of those kicks.
Nice shot from du Plessis.
That was a great shot.
Beautiful shot by Dricus. He's got his hands locked, put him down. Great job by du Plessis.
And this is what makes him different. He can add the takedowns. You won't see Strickland go for a lot of takedowns, but that's another wrinkle, another thing that Strickland's going to have to think about when he fights this man, that he didn't have to think about with Adesanya.
Right.
And du Plessis is so big and physical that Sean gets back to his feet and Dricus puts him right back down.
Coach Dean Thomas, what do you have, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. That takedown could have been a game changer, because now if he does another one like that, Strickland might have to change his stance, because he stands so tall, but that opens up the double leg for du Plessis. So if he wants to change his stance, he might want to lower his stance a little bit to be able to fight off that double leg.
Big welt underneath the right eye of du Plessis, and despite the 2 takedowns, just about 19 seconds of ground time for du Plessis, so good sign for Strickland getting upright quickly.
That jab is just eating him up, man.
And what's crazy about that jab, DC, is you usually don't use a lot of jabs against a southpaw, but he's getting him through every time.
That kick, though, of du Plessis is real nice.
Yep. Lunging jab lands for du Plessis.
And he threw that one with Sean.
Ooh. Big right late in the round from Strickland.
Already great.
Oh, yeah.
Just breathe, just breathe. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. He's already tired. Breathe, breathe, give me a breath. How are you feeling? Breathe. Too much on ice. That was a good round. Flow. Flow, that's all I want. Flow. You're checking nicely. Caught you once or twice.
Right here you see Strickland back again behind that jab. He throws that right hand that lands right on the shoulder of Duplessis. Now, that's one of the things Duplessis does good, too, is because he's so awkward, he takes a lot of punches on his shoulders and in his chest, not on the chin.
I get the list of all the corner men and women before the fights. Alex Pereira was not initially on the corner sheet for Sean Strickland. The light heavyweight champion is in the corner of the middleweight champion tonight in Toronto.
Hey, this Alex Pereira has been getting treated like a king all week here in Canada.
He is a king. Duplessis loads up on the right hand. Strickland evades.
Sean Strickland does a great job of checking kicks, man.
Yeah.
Just defensively all around.
And you can only throw so many before you don't feel like battering your shin into somebody else's shin every time.
Lunging left for Duplessis, not a ton on it. Spinning back fist lands.
Nice. That was a good read. You got to hit Strickland with something different because he's used to the conventional attacks. He leaves his hands out and then leans back. That teep kick is very nice. That's landed a lot. That does a lot more damage than it looks like when it touches you in the gut like that.
Duplessis knew that he couldn't let Strickland walk into the back of the octagon. He had to stay in the center. To this point, he has done that. But he's got to get his offense going. More kicks from Duplessis, and Strickland has to just stay the course. He's fighting beautiful right now. That jab is just peppering Dricus.
There's the feint. Dricus said, I have to feint and get him to react to the feints, and then I can maybe land my kicks and my punches. And so you saw him doubling up on the feints, and that's what's going to help him with dealing with Strickland's jab. He's got to pull it out by feinting him.
3-minute mark of round 2. Inside leg kick for Strickland. And then immediately ready to check the return shot from Duplessis. Strickland spars late into training camp. Looked like Duplessis landed a leg kick there, but just so comfortable in combat.
Because Sean Strickland's leaning back now to evade the strikes of Duplessis, when he blitzes, he should think about level changing into a double leg. Strickland's hips are there for him to attack.
That's how he got the first one, DC.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also how Pereira landed the left hook, because Strickland leans back. That's where the left hook landed. And Strickland just checked the inside kick with the back leg. That's rare, too. You don't see that a lot. That's just good leg defense there.
Duplessis loads up on a left hand again, out of range. Body shots are both there, though.
I think that's the key for Duplessis, is keep ripping the body to set up the shots, because he leans back and his hands are high. He doesn't really guard his body too much.
The head moves, but the body's there to be hit.
Yep.
Good right hand for Duplessis.
He's getting closer and closer.
Oh, there's a body kick.
Good combo. Boxing and then finish with the kick.
Dricus is getting much closer with that overhand down.
Yeah, he's getting closer each round. He's making adjustments. Remember, he's got high-level kickboxing since he's 19 years old, faced some of the best strikers. So he knows what this looks like. He's seen this stuff.
Big left hand a moment ago from Duplessis. Let us check in with Eric Nixick in the Extreme Couture corner.
Stay ahead of the jab. Get your team going. Up, strong. Up, stand up. Every time it's a minute, he's shooting. Up.
That was a takedown by Duplessis. Grabbed the high crotch.
Wrestle.
Cracked him down, put him down.
Back to the cage. Don't let him circle to the back. Step up.
That left hook of Duplessis cut Sean Strickland.
Yep.
He made that adjustment you said there. He waited for the lean on the punches and took that single leg shot from there, DC. You hear that when it lands bone on bone. Double jab lands.
And Duplessis' left eye now is starting to close. We'll keep an eye on that. That is some significant swelling for the South African.
That was a much better round by Duplessis in round 2. Much better second round.
Deep breaths for me. Feeling sharp?
That's fine.
That's good. Water.
Okay, luister vir my.
Listen to me.
Hy's moe.
He's tired.
Jy luister mooi vir my, maar jy luister vir my baie
closely
by die nommers kom. Okay. Ek sê guys, wil jy 4 doen nie? Okay, is reg. Hy jab my elke keer. Okay.
That's right. Okay.
Wat jy reg, 5-9. Give my 5 en 9.
Give me a 5 and a 9.
13 is moeilik want hy's te voor hom. Dis heeltemal te
13 isn't working. You're too much in front of him.
Well, Sean Strickland, prior in his UFC middleweight career, had only been taken down 1 time. 3 takedowns on 4 attempts for Dricus Duplessis here tonight. But that left eye could become a real problem. Eric Nixick was caught telling Sean Strickland it is time to turn up the heat. Round 3 of a possible 5 to decide the UFC middleweight title.
The one thing that's way different for Duplessis so far is he hasn't landed any low kicks like he usually does to set up his hands. So now he's forced to throw body kicks or high kicks. It's the 3rd time that's landed for him. But he usually sets his boxing up in his blitzes off the kicks. Since Strickland's not giving him the kicks, he's not blitzing. So it's harder for him to land.
Strickland jab splits the guard of Duplessis. Duplessis in perpetual forward motion. Nice low leg kick there, so it appeared. Followed it up with a right hand up top.
Yeah, DDP's doing a great job not staying on the back foot, following his game plan, consistently attacking the legs, even though he's getting checked, and just keeping the momentum forward, keeping Strickland on his heel. You have to do this to Strickland. If you let Strickland start moving forward, he gets ahead fast.
Duplessis is constantly one that's advancing. He said it was so important for him not to allow for Sean to be the one that dictated. He has not allowed for that to happen yet. Now, because of that, he has taken a number of jabs, and his face is starting to swell. But as the fight is going on, he's doing much better in actually reaching Strickland on some of his strikes.
And certainly a lot of his misses are pronounced and they're big, but he's okay with that, right? He is a finisher of the highest order, constantly throwing different speed and tempo and direction with his strikes. He's gone to the spinning back fist 5 or 6 times tonight, landed 1 of them.
And Sean is fighting behind his jab beautifully, but he's got to start popping that jab double jab sometimes if you're Strickland. He can't just try to put 1 on Dricus Duplessis, because now Dricus has seen it, and Dricus will try to overwhelm you with activity. So Sean's got to keep up with him a little bit. He's much more accurate. He's probably landing more than Duplessis. But Dricus is constantly just putting something out there.
Right. Not quite as much offense being thrown by Strickland here, round 3.
If it goes to the scorecards, remember, it's going to be about damage. And right now, Duplessis' face looks a little bit more damaged than Strickland's.
Under 2 minutes to go. Duplessis drops down and lands a left hand. Judges really are supposed to give credit for the damage sustained in that round and not look at the visual as some sort of marker for the entire fight.
What if there's a cut?
Well, the cut was, it happened in the round, so it's scored in that round. It's not scored perpetually as the fight goes on, you know?
Yeah.
But we've seen scorecards all over the place tonight, so close fight here as we come up on about a minute to go, round 3.
You know, Dricus Duplessis is pressuring now, but he's not finding as much. There it is. Strickland put 2 jabs on him there as he was evading. Now Dricus, there it is. Dricus with a blitz.
Yeah, he's getting closer and closer.
A little bit of a telegraph there with that high kick.
And I think that that's going to happen as he starts to, the fight gets longer, because naturally you will fatigue a little bit. But still, man, on the pressure. And John, I mean, Dricus talked about his nose getting fixed.
Yeah.
His cardio looks fantastic.
It really does.
Could it really be just one thing like that?
No, it's not all that. He actually was somewhat dismissive of that as this overwhelming angle to his improved cardio, but he's 15 seconds away from realizing a 4th round for the first time as an MMA pro here in his 23rd pro fight. Looks pretty fresh here.
And these are very close rounds.
It did appear as though Strickland's pace waned in that 3rd round.
Oh, nice left hook there by Sean.
Hey, I don't like that round. You know what I mean? Come on. Hey, let's pick up the pace a little bit more on this. Look at me. If we just stay on our stick and lead the dance, don't forget about your teeth. That was money in the bank. Watch your barriers. We start walking around here. When we get around the cage, he's going to start exploding on us, all right? Hey, this is where we start looking to drown this guy, okay? Pick your pace up on him. Read his guard. It's going linear. Every time he comes linear guard, find downstairs, hook around the hand.
He's tired. He's tired. He caught you at the last. On the minutes, I want to take down. I know he's waiting for it. If you have to pull him for a takedown.
All right, we have arrived at the championship rounds. The Duplessis corner suggesting that Strickland is a little bit fatigued. The mid-round visuals perhaps would suggest otherwise, but Duplessis certainly would appear to have a lot of energy. You might have heard the corner suggest a possible takedown if the opportunity presents itself.
And, you know, the corner saying that he's tired, but they've been saying that since round 1. But the Strickland corner wants him to pick it up. They think that he can actually drown Dricus now that we're getting into the championship rounds.
Yeah, because he keeps such a good pace with just jabbing and letting Duplessis use his oxygen by keeping offensive and then just not using better defense to stay safe. And in the second 2 rounds, we'll see if he can keep the pace up. That was a big overhand. That overhand's getting closer and closer.
You heard Eric Nixon say, I don't like that round.
Yeah.
He did not like round 3 from Sean Strickland. He wants more activity from him.
That was a nice elbow that I think it cut him.
I thought it might have been the right hand prior, but you could be right. Strickland takedown defense held up there.
Nice. Very nice elbow at the end of that combo.
Oh.
That right hand got the South African's attention.
Ooh, nice body kick.
That right hand finding its mark in round 4 for Strickland. Strickland doubling up on these significant head strikes landed. Du Plessis switching up his stances constantly, coming up on 3 minutes here to go, round 4.
He switches stance to try to find the openings. It makes it harder to, hit him with the big shots because it's always a different look. Du Plessis. People talk about Du Plessis being awkward. It's because of the stance switch and the way that he kicks. He kicks you when you're punching so he can get his head off the center line, and it makes things look crazy. And then he goes for these nice takedowns.
Dricus landed another right hand, and it really cut Sean open now. A lot of blood coming from the eye of the champion.
So now both of them are pretty beat up in the face.
Strickland really leaking now. Look at that left eye. Oh, big right hand for Du Plessis. What a fight as advertised.
Nice right hand.
Yep.
The blitzes are starting to add up now. He's finally able to blitz forward a little bit on the angle.
Oh! Head kick got through.
And now the right hand is landing on the left side of the champion's face. Could be that the blood is leaking down because that cut seems to be in a very bad place.
Beautiful physical shot. And Strickland gets taken down, trying to get to that right hip to get upright.
He is so strong, and his wrestling has improved so much. Du Plessis now is doing more technical wrestling opposed to just trying to bull you over.
And a lot of people have tried to take down Strickland. This again shows you how good DDP actually is. He touches you with the hands. He's switching stance. There's so many things to look at.
Yeah.
That's what opens up the takedowns. He gets your respect on the feet and then does stuff like this. I mean, nobody's really taken down and controlled Strickland like this.
Strickland's got to attack the hands if he wants to get up. He's got to step 1 foot up, one at a time. There you go, right leg up, and then start to get to your feet. 1 minute left.
6 takedowns on 9 attempts for Dricus Du Plessis. Certainly proving that his style can extend into championship rounds. Looked like Strickland might have checked that one. Du Plessis loads up, misses twice, but continuing to fire offense Strickland's way, and from all different angles.
Great check. Nice 1-2 from Strickland.
Yep.
Has had a hard time picking up the pace the way his coaches wanted because DDP's kept him on his heels.
20 minutes in the can, 5 to go.
Give him a second. Give him a second. Rob's got to look at this. Give him a second. Breathe. Hey, I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen good. I need this round, okay? I need this round. Sean, everything right now, we're fighting for that little kid inside of us, Sean. Well, look at me. Save nothing for the swim home, baby. Save nothing for the swim home.
Your head still, man.
Let him work on this. Sean, push your jab pace. Don't let him inside. Do not let him inside. When he takes us down, if he shoots on us, wrestle.
Okay, that was beautiful.
That's beautiful. He's tired. Take like a breath. Stay in the fight. Flow. Last round.
Well, perhaps the South Africans are starting to sense that their guy could have a lead as we arrive at our 5th and final round. Round 5 is brought to you by Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, the official electric trimmer of UFC. Visit manscaped.com now. We'll see if Strickland can get back to work off of that jab.
At the highest level of fighting, you've got to be able to add the wrinkle into a takedown now and then just to get the person thinking so that your striking can open up and vice versa. And that's been the difference so far. The takedown offensive DDP mixed into the striking is what's really made a difference to keep Strickland guessing.
The first round was bad for Dricus du Plessis. He has made adjustments constantly. In round 2 to 3 to 4, that has allowed him to possibly be up 3-1.
Very plausible. Certainly a big 4th round for du Plessis. Uppercut lands for Strickland.
2-2 or 3-1, but John, if you're Sean Strickland, you're hoping it's 2-2.
Right.
Because I lean more towards 3-1 du Plessis.
Certainly gave him rounds 3 and 4, and seems like a lot of the scorecards out there gave him round 2.
He's just had to fight such a different fight than he fought in Australia. In Australia, he was on the front foot the entire time. Du Plessis has put him on his heels all night long. Nice right hand there by Sean.
Good 1-2 from du Plessis, who appears to have turned the crowd in his favor. You got to think somewhere in the world, Israel Adesanya is watching the festivities intently. Nice leg kick low by du Plessis.
I mean, that's a great kick. That's landed at least 4 times. I mean, Strickland eats it, but it's landing right with the top of the foot.
Right hand partially lands for Strickland. Could come down to the final 3 minutes.
You heard Eric Nixick tell his guy he needs this round. And Sean Strickland is trying to give it to him right now. He is fighting a much more purposeful round 5.
Extremely tactical fight. Nice takedown, great defense. It was a good timing.
Strickland jabs his way forward.
We haven't seen Strickland get back on those teep kicks at all either, the way his coach wanted. And those teep kicks are extremely effective in the first round for him.
Yeah, that was a really good attack for him early in the fight.
Oh, a couple big right hands from Strickland.
Yeah, when he starts letting that right hand go, he's dangerous, Strickland, because that jab's just been setting it up the whole fight. Got a little cut for DDP now because of that right hand. Strickland.
Well, perhaps the myriad naysayers who continue to knock the cardio of Still Knox will acknowledge his relative freshness here with about 90 seconds to go in round 5 of a world title fight. And even if partially blocked, a big right hand for Strickland, who has certainly answered the imperative from Eric Nixick after round 4. Jab for Strickland lands flush.
Last minute's gonna really pour on for these guys, I think.
Oh, nice body kick by du Plessis. Final minute.
Awesome technical battle from these champions.
Jab by du Plessis. Oh, Strickland really starting to find the range again, round 5. Du Plessis lands a right hand.
The right hand, he starts clubbing it now instead of down the middle, and it's landing.
Yep. Final 10 seconds. Well, the forecast was for a war, and that is what they got. A standing ovation in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, as Sean Strickland and Dricus du Plessis go the full 25 minutes to decide the UFC middleweight championship. And Dricus du Plessis comes over to the broadcast booth and all he said was 5 rounds. I think he's proud of his ability to go 25 minutes tonight as he embraces the outstanding coach, Eric Nixick. Sean Strickland, valiant after that 4th round to fight an outstanding 5th round, and there is one of the many watch parties in Pretoria, South Africa, to decide the UFC middleweight championship. What a fight.
Early in the fight, it was the jab of Sean Strickland that really did dictate what was going on. Dricus was struggling, but as the fight went on, he was able to land a lot of takedowns. We have not seen Sean Strickland taken down that many times. Right hand lands for the champion. Du Plessis goes to the body here on one of his blitzes. Head kick lands for Dricus Du Plessis. Body kick from the challenger. A big right hand lands for Dricus. Cuts open Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland lands a beautiful overhand right as we get to the end of the 5th round. But Dricus is on the gas the whole time. Then another straight right hand from Dricus Du Plessis. A very close fight, very competitive fight, and I honestly don't know who won it.
Dricus Du Plessis, certainly the most credentialed, accomplished mixed martial artist out of South Africa, but there's no overstating what it would mean were he to realize the UFC world title tonight. And what else can be said about Sean Strickland? There have actually been this week comparisons to Conor McGregor, believe it or not, in terms of the star power and how this man has just exploded exponentially, really prior to winning the world title, but then breaking through and winning it took him into a totally different stratosphere. And only one man knows who has won. Bruce Buffer with the cards.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Sal Diamato scores the contest. 48-47, Strickland. Eric Cohen has it. 48-47, Du Plessis. And Derek Curley scores the contest. 48-47 for the winner by split decision. And new undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Dricus still knows Du Plessis.
I'm here with the new champion, Dricus Du Plessis. Dricus, how does that sound?
Thank you so much, Canada. Can I get my flag? Coach, flag. I want my flag. This is history. South Africa, nou weet hulle wat ons weet.
Dricus, you so proudly represent this nation. What does it mean to your country to have a UFC champion?
I don't know, but I can tell you right now, South Africa, we can probably, if we all go silent, hear them from outside. That country is amazing. Thank you, South Africa. Thank you. They are going crazy. This is history. We love it.
That's your country right there.
That's South Africa, baby.
Dricus, did you think you had done enough to get the victory when you walked to the center?
Listen, let me tell you this. I honestly thought with the takedowns I made sure on every round. I could feel it was a close fight. I definitely gave him the first round. I tried to get that takedown in the first to try and level the playing field. And I felt that he gets up really well, but I can get under him and get him down because I'm stronger. But I felt the first 3 rounds was give and take, but the last 2 rounds, I know. Everybody said, when it goes past halfway, and I had a point to prove. How's that for round 4 and 5? Who says this guy's not a 5-round fighter? What did I tell you?
Dricus, let's take a look at your work. Earlier in the week, you said you had to make him go backwards, and you did that the entire time. How focused on that were you going into this fight?
Absolutely, that was our game plan. I mean, he has a super, super strong jab. It's almost like he doesn't open his hand, he has this clenched fist. Every time he hits you with that jab, it feels like somebody hits you with a rock. It's very deceptive the way he throws his jab, and he can turn it into a left hook. He does that very, very well. But it was imperative that I make this and go backwards. And it took me a while because I knew if I kept on pressuring, heel pressure, but you know, if I'm pressuring like this physique, I promise you're gonna get tired, and that was the game plan. I got tired too, but I had to fight for it tonight. And Sean Strickland, he said to death, I tried to kill you in here tonight. Didn't quite get there, but you are one hell of a man. Thank you for bringing the best out of me. Thank you for being a good guy, doing what you have to entertain fans. But you know, you came out here tonight, we kept it professional, and was an honor sharing the cage with you. Thank you.
It was an absolute war. You said you wanted someone to bring that war to you. Sean Strickland did this. You are now the champion of the world, so you have a ton of options. Do you start to think about what's next for Dricus du Plessis? You have a lot of rivalries out there, and there are people lining up to get a shot.
I won that, but maybe I was being a fucking pussy. I fucking love my family. I told you I would fucking, and I would do it any day of the fucking week. Champ, you're the man. I'm out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the former middleweight champion, Sean Strickland.
Mantra of UFC, easy to celebrate, easy to enjoy, and the celebration is on for Dricus du Plessis. We congratulate Mornay Visser and the entire team, his father alongside. A lot of options for the UFC now as we move forward in the middleweight division. A close fight to be sure, but on the strength of a tremendous effort, especially in the latter rounds 3 and 4. Dricus du Plessis able to survive and hold on, and we got a new world champ.
I mean, he's well-rounded. He's got a whole country on his back, and he's respectful. I mean, he's just a great representation of the sport. What a champion he's going to be, and I'm excited to see who the next matchup is for him, because he definitely showed us how good he really is. It's not easy to beat a guy like Strickland.
Yeah, very rarely do I let the guy go and hug and kiss everybody from his family before I interview him. But Dricus du Plessis, you can see how much it means to not only him and his team, but to his father and his mother and his girlfriend. Just what a great moment for a great young man, and a guy that does have a country that he represents, and he represents so proudly. Congratulations to the entire du Plessis family and the 100 people that made the trip here to Canada to watch him become the world champion.
Sean Strickland had his moment in September, and as he has done repeatedly, right, stepped up, turned around quickly for the UFC. This division now belongs to Dricus du Plessis. Round 3 was the swing round. By the way, Eric Nixick said he didn't like that round, but one of the 3 judges did score it for Strickland, the other 2 for du Plessis. Rounds 1, 2, 4, and 5 were all unanimously scored, so round 3 was the decider, and as we spin it forward, what do you got, Chip?
Who won round 2?
Round 2 across the board was Dricus du Plessis.
Yep, that's what I thought.
But as we spin this thing forward, right? Khamzat Chimaev, Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland, right? You got to think the next opponent is going to come out of those three. The foundation has already been laid for the rivalry between Du Plessis and Israel Adesanya. We don't exactly know Izzy's appetite for an expeditious return, but what do we think, DC? And then I'll get to you, Dom, as to what might be next.
I think Izzy would want to fight this guy. I don't know that Izzy would want to go back and fight Sean Strickland right now because he seemed out and he didn't seem as motivated for it. Not to take anyway from Sean, but this guy, Dricus, and Izzy have a bad history. That would be a fantastic fight with the foundation already built for the bad blood that we all love so much. But boy, how about Khamzat Chimaev finally getting a chance to fight for a championship in the UFC? He's got options. That's all you can ask for as a champion.
I mean, yeah, if Adesanya can't come back and get this done because he needs to rest, nobody's going to be sad about seeing Khamzat face this man, and that will be an epic battle because now we'll see somebody who can stop his wrestling, and we can see somebody who can challenge Khamzat's striking, so that would be fun too.
Chimaev undefeated, and if he's healthy, we know the extent to which he's a problem. Congratulations to the South African champion, Dricus still knocks Du Plessis. All right, week off next week, and then we're right back at it. February 3rd, UFC Apex, UFC Fight Night Dolidze versus Imavov. 1 week later, Feb 10, UFC Fight Night Hermansson versus Pfeiffer. Then February 17th, UFC 298, Volkanovski versus Topuria live on pay-per-view from Anaheim. And we will close out a busy month of February in Mexico City on the 24th with a flyweight headliner, the rematch between the former champ Brandon Moreno and Brandon Roybal. UFC 297, Strickland versus Du Plessis, has been brought to you by Prime Hydration, the fastest growing beverage in history and the official sports drink of UFC, with only 25 calories, 0 added sugar, BCAAs, and electrolytes. Now available at Walmart. And by UFC Strike Now, the only place to prove your UFC fight knowledge. Make free weekly picks and win rewards. Head to UFCstrike.com.
My master asks what you seek here.
To vanquish our common enemies.
Whenever you're ready, go, baby! Go, baby!
2011 might have been one of the craziest years of my life. I mean, these fights are going to go down in history forever.
It's fight! Oh, you heard him!
I think I rocked him there. That was the beginning of it, I think. Young buck there. Jeez.
Frankie, the answer, and go!
All right, mark your calendars. The next UFC Fight Pass Invitational takes place Sunday, March 3rd, live from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. Follow UFC Fight Pass for upcoming bout announcements and highlights from the next generation of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stars. Absolutely an incredible week here in Toronto, and with that, UFC 297 hits the history books. The executive producers of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC CEO Dana White, Ari Emanuel, and Patrick Weitzel. Our CCO and Executive VP of Operations and Production is Craig Borsari. Senior VP of Live Production and Coordinating Producer, Zach Candido. Tonight's show has been produced by Michael Lappy LaPlante and directed by the venerable Anthony A.G. Giordano. While Toronto waited 5 long years to have the UFC back in town, and the show lived up to the appreciable hype. How about Neil Magny? Victory from the jaws of defeat as he humbles the local Mike Malott to maintain his place in the welterweight top 15. It was title fights the rest of the way. We entered the night with a vacant UFC Women's Bantamweight title. It is no longer vacant, and the American Raquel Pennington able to upset Maida Bueno Silva. Gotta feel good for Rocky breaking through to win a world title in her 18th UFC appearance. And then, of course, the stage was set for war, and that is exactly what we got between Dricus Du Plessis and Sean Strickland. We got a new champion, and the road to UFC gold goes now through South Africa. With that, for Dominic Cruz, Daniel Cormier, Megan O'Leary, Dean Thomas, and the rest of our crew, John Adick saying so long from Toronto. Post-show coming up now on ESPN+. We will see you next month from Anaheim for UFC 298. Good night.
London Lions continue.